Good evening. Welcome to yet another session. Good evening, Kavita. So, another session. Okay, this is the 25th live session. That means 25 continuous Tuesdays we have had. So, I think we have crossed 6 months. Great. So let's start. So, today the topic is Rasayana, which is one of the a unique and a very strong, treatment procedure or a foothold of Ayurveda. Okay, Rasayana is something which, how do I put it? It's something which is unique to Ayurveda. Other stream of medicines don't have this. Okay, so let us start. So these sessions happen every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Okay, live on my YouTube channel. So today is Rasayana in Ayurveda. Rasayana is by and large people, translate that as anti-aging or rejuvenation, a lot of things. Anti-aging is a very, very, very popular thing, name attributed to Rasayana. So let us actually try to see what Rasayana is, the word meaning of Rasayana. Okay, so that's how it is. So Rasayana is basically two words, Rasa and Ayana. Okay, so you would have heard terms like Uttarayana, Dakshinayana. Uttarayana means that Ayana means actually travel. Okay, so Uttarayana is a travel of the sun towards the north. Okay, that's where the summers really starts and becomes very hot. Dakshinayana is basically it travels towards the south. Ayana is basically travel. Okay, and when you look at Ramayana also, in a way, it is Rama's travel. Okay, likewise, Rasayana is the travel of Rasa. Rasa is basically the essence. So we have got the 7 dhatus. Okay, Sapta dhatu, Rasa, Rakta, Mamsa, Meda, Asti, Majja, Shukra. So if the Rasa of each and every dhatu doesn't travel to the next Rasa, will not have good health. So the travel of Rasa is Rasayana. It's simply understood. Okay, I'm just trying to explain very simple. That travel of Rasa through all the dhatus to maintain good health is Rasayana. As simple as that, right? So it is explained in detail in the Rasayana chapter in Ashtanga Hridaya. Okay, in most of the, even in Chikitsa and all those things they have mentioned, but in Rasayana it's been mentioned in detail. So one among the 8 limbs of treatment. You have got Kaya, Bala, Griha, Urdhvanga, Shalya, Damshra, Jara, Vrisha. The Jara is basically Rasayana. So if you undergo the Rasayana therapy or the treatment properly, okay, your aging, we don't say age reversal or stopping, no, you will age gracefully. That means even in old age, you will have good health. Okay, so this is basically the word meaning of Rasayana. Now, Rasa has got a lot of meanings. Okay, so taste is Rasa. Okay, Shad Rasas, the 6 tastes. Then Dhatu, there is a Dhatu called Rasa Dhatu. Okay, that is a Rasa Rakta. The first Dhatu is Rasa. Mercury is basically called Rasa. That is why we have got Rasa Shastra, Rasa Tantra. Okay, where studies about Mercury is very, very popular. Rasa Shastra. Okay, here, lot of medicines are being made with mercury as one of the chief ingredient. That is why that part of Ayurvedic science is called Rasa Shastra, the study of mercury and its application in medicine. Okay, then essence, like fruit juice, phala rasa. Essence of something is also called rasa. Expression, you have got this navarasas, right? When in dances, so all those expressions, it can be karuna, it can be raudra, it can be virya. Okay, so shanta, so you have got 9 rasas. That is also called rasa. Apart from that, there are other meanings. Rasa can be applied in so many other contexts. Okay, so this is basically what we mean by rasa. Now getting into Rasayana in Ayurveda. Okay, So it is applied, normally it is applied to the last part of the treatment. So after, Rasayana is basically, as I said, it is nourishing the whole body, and so once, if you have got a lot of toxins, if the toxins have not been removed by Shodhana, if you try to do Rasayana therapy or rejuvenate the person, the toxins also will be rejuvenated. So that is not good, right? So you have to first remove all the toxins and then do the Rasayana therapy. So Rasayana therapy is basically done for the disease to not reoccur. Okay, apunarbhava. So once you have removed all the doshas and you have pacified the whole disease, and then you apply the Rasayana therapy so that the person becomes very strong and the disease does not reoccur. His immunity actually goes up. So that is where Rasayana comes into play. Okay. Now, Rasayana, you have got things which we eat or we consume as medicines called leha or avaleha. Okay, they basically act as Rasayana, and most lehyas are also called Rasayana, like Brahma Rasayana, Narasimha Rasayana, Amrita Prasha Rasayana. So lot of Rasayanas, Dashamula Haritaki Rasayana. Lehya, all those things in that form, Avaleha form, are also called Rasayana. This is basically by preparation. Certain what you call kinds of medicines are also called Rasayana. Okay. Now, how do we classify? Okay. Basically, there are two ways in which we can apply Rasayana as far as treatment goes. One is Kuti Praveshika. Kuti means, Kutir, you might be knowing in Hindi, is called Kutir, or it's a hut or an enclosed space. Praveshika means entering. So a person is basically made to enter into a kuti, okay, and he has given Rasayana therapy treatment inside. So he is in an enclosed space, not getting exposed to anything externally. That is one way of doing Rasayana. That is not very easy to do. The second one, what we all normally do in our life, is Vata Atapika. Okay, Vata means air, Atapa means sunlight. That means getting exposed to, that means being in nature. You are getting exposed to wind and sun, and then you do your Rasayana therapy. This is much easier and practically possible to do in this age. Okay, so there are major classification of Rasayana. Now we also have got other classifications. Okay, by drug classifications, you have got Kamya Rasayana. Kamya means what? Expecting something. Okay, that you are doing this Rasayana therapy to actually get something. What are you doing? So it's again subclassified to Prakamya, that means for vitality, that you are doing it for getting vitality. Then Medha Kamya, for succeeding things you have to have intelligence, then you use Medha Kamya Rasayana. Okay, then Shri Kamya. Shri is basically Aishwarya, or complication of beauty. So increasing that also we do Rasayana therapy. Then Naimittika Rasayana. Naimittika Rasayana is basically applying Rasayana therapy to cure a lot of, like Pipali or Thamana. Pipali is given for for breathing issues. Garlic is given for Vata disorders. So you are giving specific medicine for specific disorders. And then then is Ajashilka Rasayana. This is basically your day-to-day food. This also acts as Rasayana. Okay, so this is one major classification of Rasayana. There is one more classification. Okay, you can ask your questions after this. There is Dravya Rasayana. That means with Dravya, with some certain substances, like Chavana Prasha is a substance, or milk is a substance, food is also a substance. With all these substances, you actually give and see that the health is being promoted. That is also Rasayana. Now there is something called Adravya Rasayana. Adravya Rasayana is, that means you don't give any medicines, no food, no medicines. This is also called Achara Rasayana. Achara Rasayana. Achara means what? Your habits. So getting up in the morning, taking shower, okay, not doing too much of exercise, applying oil on the body, or probably if you look at oil as a dravya, you can say speaking nice words, being actually compassionate to everybody, all people who are dependent on you, see that they are taken care of. So your habits, what you cultivate on a daily basis, is also acts as rasayana for you. You understand that? So rasayana is without with dravya, okay, with medicines or with food, and one without anything at all. That is you being, how you behave and how you are, is also acts as rasayana. Okay. So rasayana therapy, as I said, you can start asking your questions. Okay. So rasayana therapy is very, very important. As I said, it is unique to Ayurveda. Okay, and there are different kinds of rasayana. Sometimes when you look at Chavana Prasha Lehyam, Chavana Prasha Rasayanam, people say that yes, it actually promotes your dhatus, Rasa Rakta Mamsa Meda Asti, all the dhatus. It is rasayana. It is called Chavana Prasha. Wherever you see Prasha, you would have heard this word called Anna Prasha. Anna Prasha means what? Eating food, right? Rice or whatever it is. Annam is food. So consuming food is called prasha. So anna prasha is basically consuming food. Chavana prasha. When you look at chavana prasha, nowadays what we do is we ask them to take 1 tablespoon of chavana prasha morning or evening, whatever it is. But actually speaking, when the condition is not that good and the patient is extremely weak and he needs strength, okay, we also prescribe Chavana Prasha as food. Prasha, food. So Chavana Prasha, you can say give 100 grams in the morning, okay, as breakfast, followed by milk, and wait till everything gets digested, and probably evening he might have a small meal. So morning would be only Chavana Prasha. So there are different kinds of rasayana, certain preparations which we also give. Narasimha Rasayana, for example, is not something which we give as food. Brahma Rasayana, we don't give as food. We give it as rasayana therapy. But Chavana Prasha, it can also be given as food. Okay. So you can ask your questions. If you have any questions, we can get into the questions. Okay, so the 8 branches, Kaya, and if you look at Ayurveda, okay, super specialty started long back, even 2000, 3000 years back, all the 8 branches, Kaya, Bala, Graha, Uttanga, Shalya, Daptijara. So we had super specialties in those days also. It was not new to us. And one branch is rejuvenating or doing this Rasayana therapy. Okay. Yeah, Hem Vaidya. Let me see what your question is. I started brisk walking. Oh, it's pretty fast. But I'm thinking it to split it to just kilometer instead of a stretch of 5 kilometers because it's going increasingly difficult for me. Hem Vaidya, if you look at you are considering your walking as exercise, right? When you go through Ashtanga Hridaya Sutra Sthana, 2nd chapter, Dinacharya, when they have mentioned about exercise. Exercise is Ardha Shaktya Nishevastu. Use only half your strength to do exercise. Okay. Why? Because you have got other things also to do in that day, right? You can't get completely exhausted by doing this, because if you do that, your vata actually goes up, and that is not good for you at all. Your pitta also goes up. Okay, so don't overdo something. Sarva dharmeshu madhyamam. Use the middle path and use only half your strength to do exercise. After a point, if you start walking, 1 or 2 kilometers a day, after some time you'll see that your strength goes up and your half strength, will actually start going up, and then you will be able to walk more. So as time progresses, when your strength goes up, your half strength also goes up, right? Slowly start walking more and more. Don't start all of a sudden. Okay. Loka samastha sukhino bhavantu. Wow. Definitely. Everybody in this world have to be sukha. Sukha is not happy. Sukha is it can be joy, or something, it's a nice way to put it. Loka samastha sukhino bhavantu. Namaskaram. So having tearing pain when going to bowel movements in the morning, it's been there for 10 years. I think you might be having fissures. Okay, so that has to be taken care of. you have to see that you pass bowels loose. Your bowels have to be very soft. For conditions like if it is very, very chronic, okay, what happens is even Ayurveda mentions uh, kshara chikitsa. Okay, you have to basically cut open that area, burn it, and then see that that is actually cleared. Because of continuous tearing, what happens is, so when it tears over here and when it heals, it causes a scar, and it causes the size of your anal opening becomes little by little. Strictures happen to get smaller and smaller. That's why when you pass motions, you get that pain. So that scar tissue has to be removed, and that can really be done. Either people do that. You can go and get it done by kshara treatment. You will be relieved of the pain. Okay. Chyavanprasha can all have. Chyavanprasha has also been mentioned for kids. Okay. But I would generally say, since you asked specifically about Chyavanprasha, I can say yes, Chyavanprasha has been mentioned for kids also. But as much as possible, see that kids have nutritious food and they get nutrition from their food rather than giving something like Chyavanprasha. But if they have got some issues where you feel that they are not strong enough, they are weak, they are losing weight and something, you can actually start giving Chyavanprasha also. Okay, but with elders it works fantastic. See, Kavita, this is actually a very good question. If you look at Rasayana is basically, as I said, the travel of nourishment from throughout the whole body. And nourishment is always Pitta Pradhana. Sorry, it is always Kapha Pradhana. If Vata actually dries the whole system up, Pitta burns it, and the only thing that can actually give you nourishment is the Kapha. So anything which is predominantly increasing Kapha, not too much, okay, is actually Rasayana. Milk is Rasayana, ghee is Rasayana, okay. Even taking rest is Rasayana. If you take rest, as I said, in Acharya Rasayana, when you're somebody who goes slow, okay, it is Rasayana, okay. Kadali, banana, in small quantities. Most of the fruits in small quantities are actually health promoting. Anything that is predominantly sweet and which is lubricating, that means snigdha we call it, which has got oily thing, are all Rasayana. But you should not overdo it. It should always be coupled with right discipline of exercise and sleep. Okay. Milk is considered to be the one of the best Rasayana. Okay, okay, hey my dear, okay. Most welcome. Can we take Chyavanprasham regularly? Yes, Chyavanprasham, but I would say you should consider Chyavanprasham is actually a medicinal preparation. Okay, and anything which you consume after a point of time becomes food. Chyavanprasham can be taken, but I would say, as I said before, your nutrition and all those things has to come from the food you eat. Okay. Supplement you can have vitamin D, A, B, C, D, all those supplements you can have, iron, zinc, magnesium, a lot of supplements are there. But the problem is that all these things are supposed to be taken from the food you consume by the body. The moment you start supplementing this, the body stops taking it from the food because it's already there. So you are actually pampering the body a bit too much. I don't think you should be doing that. If you feel weak, you can take Chyavanprasha for some time and then leave it, give it a gap, okay, and then again start consuming it. I don't want you to take it on a daily basis and get used to it, the body getting used to it. Yeah, okay, shaking in the hands, varicose veins, okay, doing Abhyanga every day. Okay, so I would say, Abhyangam Acharit Nityam, it is good for you to do Abhyanga every day. And if you have got varicose veins and if it is not very severe and really bulging, then probably you'll have to remove that blood from there. If there are clots, you doing Abhyanga might not be the right thing, because the clots can actually go and get dislodged somewhere else. Not so good. You remove all those clots, and then Abhyangam can be done. And Abhyangam has to be done pratiloma. Normally we do Abhyanga from top to bottom. For varicose veins, it's all you can do Abhyanga from bottom to top. Okay, the blood is getting clogged over there. It has to keep on flowing upwards. Okay, and even the Abhyanga which you do for the whole body will actually help you a lot in shaking of the hands. And I see that probably you might also be a little bit more stressed than normal. That also has to be taken care of. Never stay awake late at night. Don't overdo your exercises also. Swarna Prasha. Okay. Kashyapa Samhita actually mentions about Swarna Prasha, that kids, you can actually give them a few drops of medicine in which you have also got gold in it. It actually improves the immunity, and we have seen it work really well. Okay, so I would say yes, if you have got a kid at home, you can give the kid Swarna Prasha. That is basically Rasayana therapy. Okay, it improves the immunity of the body. Arvind, go ahead and do it. Okay. Yes, Kavita. Normally, milk and curd is not something to be mixed, but Panchamrita is something, it is a preparation. If you look at Viruddha happens only when two things are mixed. Normally, okay. So, honey and ghee in equal quantities are not supposed to be mixed together, for information, Kavita. But if there is a third thing, then it is not a problem. Okay, so if you mix only milk and curd, it can be considered as Viruddha. But you have got 3, 4, 5 things in it, right? And you don't, and one thing you should have noticed that Panchamrita or something is not which you consume on a daily basis. Even if you do that, it's in very, very, very small doses. Okay, it might not create too much of a problem, but still I would say don't take it on a daily basis. You go to a temple, somebody gives you Panchamrita, have it. Okay, don't have it on a regular basis. Most welcome. Any other questions? So that's what Viruddha is also a very, very, very good topic. Probably I can handle it. I can try to go through that next week. Viruddhahara. Okay. So as I said, if you mix two, it's Viruddha. The third one, when you mix, it actually breaks that Viruddha. So you can have it. Okay. So any other questions? In your activities, if you look, sleep is actually a good Rasayana therapy, because it reduces Vata and Pitta, and it increases that Kapha a little bit. Don't oversleep. Oversleep, then you become Manda, because too much of Kapha comes in. So if you sleep at early in the night and you go through the whole night, sleep really well, and get up in the morning, you are actually refreshed. That is a very good Rasayana thing, And as much as possible, mind or the body, if it doesn't travel too fast, that means you are not into too much of activity, physical activity, that too, just doing that, your Vata is kept under control, and it is very much Rasayana. Amla is a fruit, and even, Darima to a certain extent, pomegranate, are fruits which can be taken on a daily basis. Okay. And normally what we do is a seasonal. So in Kerala, what we do is we get the local small amla, not the huge one. Huge one is a hybrid one. The desi one, we call it. We take it and we actually put it in salt. Okay, and it is preserved. Every day we pick one and eat. But what happens? The hybrid one is not that hard, so sometimes there is a chance of it becoming soft and soggy. But the desi one, it is very hard. It will stay in the salt water. It just like a pickle. And if you look at amla, okay, amla is pancharasam. It's got all the tastes except of the six. It's got all the tastes except salt. That's why we add salt and eat amla. Then it becomes complete. Okay, so you can have one amla. One amla is more than enough. One amla per day. And I'm not a big fan of amla juice. Okay, because even the pulp has got a lot of micronutrients. Everything has to go inside. It's not about the fiber only. So you take an amla and consume it as such. Chew it and take it. Okay, you can have one amla per day. Pushkala, that's a good question. Normally, see, if you look at Ayurvedic text or other allied text, bathing itself is not considered good during periods. Okay, and scientifically speaking, period is basically rajas, and it is blood flow. It is hot, heat. A lot of heat is there in the body. So if you take a shower, see, just taking a 2 minute wash under the shower is not what I'm trying to tell you. When you take an elaborate bath, might be in a pond or sitting in a tub, or what happens, the body really cools down. When the body cools down, the flow is affected. So that's why we say don't take a shower, elaborate shower during your menstrual period. So naturally, I would not tell that you should be taking oil massage and taking a shower during your periods. You can have it after your periods. You can avoid those 4 days, no problem. Um, yes, once in 15 days, men, they say, it's a choice again here, it is not that everybody has to do it. It's again a choice. And it's not that, see, nowadays people shave every day because I've got meetings that they go to office and all those things. But in those days, once in 15 days, a barber used to come home, they'll remove the hair and whole body hair, and they go. It's cleaning once in 15 days. Okay. So yes, your hair can be removed, all body hair can be removed. Ayurveda says that you can do it. But it's again your choice. Shilpa, if they have got blood pressure, I would not say that they need not consume amla. Amla is fine, but never overdo it. And even if they are, see, one small amla, let's say desi amla, one small amla per day, okay, just before breakfast, with little bit of salt, and that all those things will not alter the BP too much. Okay, that will actually make them feel healthy. I would say they can have it at least twice or thrice a week, need not be every day. They can take it twice or thrice a week, and I think they're going to be healthy, nothing to worry at all. Okay, if they don't have other complications like too much of iron in the blood, okay, then amla can also add a little bit of iron to the blood. Okay, apart from just for BP, it's not a problem. Okay. Personally speaking, yes. I personally see. I'm associated also to a family company called Nagarjuna. Okay, you can check it out. Nagarjuna Ayurveda is a company which we are there for past 40 years from Kerala. So I'm one of the directors of it. So we actually sell a lot of medicines through Nagarjuna. Apart from that, personally, yes, I'm not. I'm just selling a few, just one range of product for hair. Okay, 2 oils, a shampoo, and an elixir for hair. That's all I'm doing personally right now. Probably over a period of time, I'll be coming up with some products which I have been using it. I have coined and I found a lot of effect. I'm actually coming out. It's called Ayurveda. It's available in the market, that hair oil. So people have been using it for quite some time and they found it really good. So apart from that, I don't make any oil, any other product right now. Okay. So yes, definitely, Nagarjuna is our family company. We make close to about 450 traditional products. Okay. How to learn Ayurveda remotely, sir? Learn Ayurveda in the sense, I don't know what you mean by learn Ayurveda. Okay. If you are just for your knowledge, there are a lot of books out there. You can read all those things and gather knowledge, but and you can apply that in your life also. But learning Ayurveda in the sense, I would say, if you want to practice something, then there is nothing like remote learning. You have to go to a college and then study Ayurveda for 5.5 years, and at the same time you also have to spend time with somebody who has been practicing it for long. Me, I was blessed because my grandfather was already there. I spent a lot of time with him, then a lot of gurus, and then so I was exposed to Ayurveda since childhood, so it was easier for me. But still, yes, you can. Okay, it's not at all a problem. Kavita, thanks a lot. I know. Okay, I know. Um, is that possible? Okay, it's about remotely learning Ayurveda. Yes, remotely learning. See, I actually conduct classes every Tuesday. There are a few students which I have got in different parts of the world. Okay, they have actually studied Ayurveda not remotely by going to institutes and with all those things, but I conduct a class weekly once for them, so that whatever doubts, whatever patients we discuss and all those things, yes, I help them uh, get better in what they're doing. So that is possible. But initially, if you have to really study Ayurveda to practice it and to treat people, then you have to go to a college. Shilpa, Nagarjuna products are available everywhere. You can check it out everywhere. Okay, it's all over the place. But if you're thinking about the Ayurveda hair oil, then you have to go. You have to possibly get into my Instagram bio, and from there you got a link. You can click and you can buy it. Okay. What is the difference? See, I would want to say that every part of the world, wherever we have had people living, that means there were civilizations, people fell sick, and when they fell sick, they found remedies around them. By looking at how animals behaved and how trees and all those things, they found their own ways of medicine. Okay, because I don't want to call that tribal medicine, but traditional medicine. Okay, but over a period of time, what happened is, our acharyas actually put in their head a lot of work, and then they started finding a pattern into everything, and that is when the Pancha Mahabhuta theory got incorporated into medicine, and from there Vata Pitta Kapha came to our medicine, and then we actually have made it extremely scientific because we identified patterns, and with patterns only you can actually manage it. But when you look at other parts, sometimes if you say for this you can give this, for that, like for example, for jaundice you can give what do you call bhumi amalaki. Okay, for every jaundice, if you start giving, you should know for which jaundice you should give bhumi amalaki. Every herbal treatment is not Ayurveda. Okay, but Ayurveda can use herbs. So if you're able to understand with Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, and then try to understand which medicine to give, then it becomes Ayurveda. So same thing about Tibetan traditional medicine also. When the civilization came up in Tibet, there were people there. They fell sick. They also used traditional medicines to handle that. There are a lot of similarities, because if you look at the way India things in those days, it was all the same. Even in Sri Lanka, you have got the same Ayurveda you have got. It is because this whole area up to Afghanistan, Pakistan, all those places were one, right? It was Akhanda Bharat. So we have a lot of influence. There's a lot of similarities. But by and large, as I said, wherever you have got civilizations, medicine was always there. Um, no, I don't consume any rasayana on a daily basis apart from drinking milk and ghee. Okay, these are the two things which I don't miss. I don't. I have, in the sense, I have not been consuming tea and coffee for a long time now. So morning, along with breakfast, I have a glass of milk. Okay, evening at about 4:30 before I go for my exercises, I have a glass of milk. Okay, and during lunch, I mix ghee and have. So apart from that, these are the basic regular rasayanas which I do, and I see that I normally sleep early. Okay, and get up early, and then other rasayanas, as far as achara rasayanas go, I take a bath, I do my puja. Okay, after a puja, I see that I do a little bit of meditation, and like like you can say, loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. I pray that let the whole world be healthy and nobody actually needs me at all. Okay, so these are the only rasayanas which I do on a daily basis. Gana, but I knew that question will arise, but I would not advocate that. Okay, just because you mix two fruits become viruddha, can I mix three fruits? Is actually, I understand that's what your question is. Two or three or more. I would not advocate that. Even when you're going out to eat dinner with friends, you stick to one meal. I would say, but 10 people will order 10 different things, and you'll end up tasting everything. Ah, this is tasty, that is tasty, taste this, taste that, and you end up eating everything goes inside your tummy. We don't know how those things are going to react inside. Taste wise, it would be looking okay, but we don't know after goes inside what would be the reaction. I would say, don't do that, and gonna stick to one fruit at a time. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Let everybody be healthy. Okay. I'm Vata Pitta Constitution, exercising regularly how to take Brahmarasayanam for best results. Why do you want to take that Brahmarasayanam is my first question. Even if you are taking Brahmarasayanam, I don't want you to take it continuously, because your body will get used to Brahmarasayanam and it will feel energetic with Brahmarasayanam, and suddenly if you stop, it'll start feeling weak. Okay, so if you are a Vata Pitta constitution, don't exercise too much, do it very mild to moderate. Okay, see that you sleep pretty early, because Vata Pitta constitution, if you stay awake at night, your Vata Pitta again goes up. You can't afford to probably miss your meal, and you can't afford to overeat also. Okay, so you have to be somebody who goes moderate with most of the things. So when you're having Brahmarasana, have for some time, but I would say Vata Pitta, it's always good to take Brahmarasana followed by a glass of milk. Take for some time, give a gap. Take for some time, give it a gap. Okay. See, at home, I can tell you what I do is, we have got a dairy farm close by, so I don't use packet milk. So we get that milk from the dairy farm, where directly taken. It's a small farm where cows are well taken care of, no torture. And calves. It's not that the calves are deprived of the milk also. No, it's an organic farm. So I get my milk from there, and the ghee, it is churned and the butter is taken, and the ghee is also made from that. So that's what I consume. I would say that would be the best thing. Otherwise, probably you can go for some organic milk and add to ghee. See, it again depends upon what you are having for breakfast. Okay, Kavita. If you're having idli dosa, I would say no. Because idli dosa, and then you have that sambar. Idli is sour, sambar is sour, dosa is sour, everything sour, 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 and then you have your milk. I would say avoid it. But normally I don't have idli or dosa at home. Okay, I have something which is made then and there fresh. Okay, it could be goduma dosa, it could be puttu, it could be idiyappam, or whatever it is, which is made then and there. And the whatever mixed with is also not at all sour. And then I have, after my food, I have a glass of milk, and then I go for work. Okay, so it depends upon what you can have, what you have for breakfast. Okay. So any other questions, or shall we wind it up? So Rasayana is something which you understand that it is not only, so I would want to stop with this. It is not the medicines, what you eat, it is also the food you consume, and it's also the way you are. Okay. If you're always thinking of competing with somebody, oh, he's doing that, let me try to compete with him, let me try to compete with him, or even trying to compete with yourself, whenever you do that, you're under a lot of stress. The moment you get stressed out, it is anti-rasayana. Okay, rasayana is basically, being with yourself, within you. That is the true word meaning of swastha. Stha means sthai, that means to be. Swa means within oneself. So your health is not my health is not somebody else's health. When I am within myself, that means I'm not attached to most of the things. Whatever happens, it will happen. I have to do my duty. I have to be in my dharma and do my duty, that and then be within myself. That is swastha. And when you are there, it is the best rasayana. So achara rasayana is supposed to be considered the first and the foremost rasayana which you have to follow. Medicines, food and all can add to it, but be good, do good. So as I say, think good, talk good, do good, and be good. You will be healthy. Okay. So good night, and I will see you next week. Probably, I think we can go for Viruddhahara. Okay, we'll go through that. Namaste. Good night. Oh, few questions. Is there a possibility of you conducting class for healthy lifestyle? Oh my! I just did a class probably last year where I had, and not this, about a basic course on Ayurveda. It was I think it was, I forgot. I think it was for 6 weeks. Okay, every Thursday for 6 weeks, or 6 or 7 weeks continuously we had classes for just 1.5 hours in the evening. So it was very nice. A lot of people actually attended. Close to about 50, 60 people attended that class. And we charged very, very, very nominal. It was only about, 2,000 rupees or something, where people had a clear idea as to how Ayurveda really functions. So if people are interested, probably, early next year, I can conduct one more session. Yeah, Kavita, idli and dosa. See, if you look at Tamil Nadu, if you interact with people in Tamil Nadu, elderly people, they would say that idli they used to consume only once a year during Deepavali. And you ask them why, they'll say it's not that good to eat. Okay, of late, people have been consuming, not only Tamilians, even in Kerala, a lot of people have started consuming idli and dosa on a daily basis. We call it pishtannam. Pishtannam, if you look at Ayurveda, pishtannam is not something which has to be consumed on a daily basis. It is not for nitya seva. No. Okay, so anything fermented, also curd. Anything fermented is not easy to digest. So, in my opinion, avoid having idli dosa on a daily basis. Probably once a week, twice a week you can have it, but don't make it a regular thing. Okay, that's the only thing I would say, because grounded thing will glow. We say that it's abhishandi. It will go and block all the channels. Okay, if somebody is aspiring to lose weight, first thing you have to stop is idli dosa. Okay then, good night. What is good for breakfast? Whatever you make then and there. Anything. It can be. See, this is the last question I'm going to answer. Okay. A lot of people say about protein, carbs, fat. I would say, if you look from that angle, I would say the best breakfast would be pongal or the khichdi which you get in in North India. You have got rice in there. Normally khichdi is prepared by half quantity rice, half quantity moong dal. Okay, moong. What happens is you have got enough carbs, you have got enough proteins, and you add a lot of ghee into it. You have got enough fat into it. In balance. Then what you add is you add black pepper and jeera into it so that it digests really properly. Where will you get a better breakfast than that? Okay. Stick to traditional foods. Okay. Good night.